Learn how to do a DIY love applique with yarn and a sewing machine. Like this video and follow my channel. So what you'll need is a sweater. It doesn't really matter what kind of sweater you have. It's just that the applique process we're going to use, it's kind of fluffy and it looks knitted, and so it looks best when you apply it to a sweater. You will also need some yarn. This is just basic cheap acrylic yarn, and I chose this because I want it to wash well. It's really important that you can't choose wool because you're going to be washing the sweater the way you normally wash a sweater. Then you're going to need a crochet hook, and we're going to be crocheting, but it's a really simple, it's just chaining. And then you will need a yarn needle. Also, you need some basic sewing tools and a sewing machine to do this project. To start, I am not going to really teach you how to crochet. I will share some links so you can learn on your own. Now I have my knot to start, and I'm just going to do a chain. I chose a small crochet hook because I want my chain, I don't want it to be loose and, you know, have a lot of gaps in it. I wanted it to be pretty tight. So I'm using a crochet hook that's actually probably too small for this weight of yarn, but it's okay. It's going to work for my process. So I drew the word love in a script font, and I drew it on a piece of paper. This is pretty much what I want it to look like on my sweater. So I am making this chain to be, you know, I'm going to have this go around like this all the way around. So I need to make the chain long enough . So now that I have my chain tied off, I'm going to use this yarn needle to thread this tail into the chain. And this is so it doesn't come undone. It is going to be sewn over, but the best thing to do is prepare for what could happen so you don't have to fix it later. So I'm just going in and out of these loops. Stretch it a little bit so that it, you know, is pulled in as much as you can. Then take your scissors and cut so that is right in there. This is about the placement of the letters that I want. I'm not going to leave this here because it's going to get in the way. So I'm just going to move it right here, and I'm going to do my very best to draw with the chain the word that I want. And I chose love for Valentine's Day. So it's a little bit wider on this side. So I'm going to move this over slightly. So now I'm going to go through and actually pin it in place. Also, you want to keep in mind that this chain has a right side and a wrong side, and you want to make, let's see, I'm going to be sewing this way, so I want my pins to actually go the opposite. You want to get to a point first before you get to the head so that it's easier to pull out and you don't sew over a head accidentally. So I have now pinned on my chain in the way I want it. It is not exactly like my drawing, but it's really, really close. I had to do a lot of adjusting. This is probably the longest part of the whole project because you're just adjusting and moving and pinning. I am going to actually, I grabbed this. This is just some tricot lightweight interfacing, and I am just going to cut this shape so that I can fuse it. Hold on. It's gonna be, this side is, you want to make sure that the glue side is going to be up towards your, that it's going to be ironed up onto the inside of the sweater. So you want to make sure you're not doing the opposite. So now I'm going to iron this onto the inside, and since I have all of these pins, I'm going to see the pins on the other side, and I will be able to see where the interfacing needs to be ironed on. So my interfacing has been ironed in place, and it's nice and fused on. So now you got to be careful when you flip it right side out and inside out that you don't drop any of your pins, they don't come out. So now I'm going to show you how to sew the word right on. I just gave it a good press, and there is your really fun sweatshirt. It says love. It is a little kind of, the letters are kind of dancing, but I really like that it makes it look like it's knitted instead of sewn on. If you look really close, you can see the stitches. But from far away, you really can't tell. It looks like it was knitted into the sweater. Thank you for watching my video. I can't wait to see the yarn appliques that you do. Please share it with me on social media.